let's get started with this. Yeah. Hello everybody, my name is Wright. Today we're starting some Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney because I found out that the 3DS games or at least the English released Ace Attorney games on the 3DS are actually available on iOS. So, along with the trilogy, I think all the English released Ace Attorney games are available to play on PC. I mean, the ones on Android and iOS, I'll just probably play them through an emulator or something. Yeah. I want to stream through all of them, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's go with the first one. Episode 1, The First Turnabout. Now, I don't think this game really needs much introduction. It just kind of explains itself. Gasp. But yeah, this is a crime, drama, mystery, sort of courtroom drama. Dang, look at these HD pictures. Can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to bend this on. Someone like him. Or, I don't know. I'm gonna make it look like he did it. Yeah. Anyways, August 3, 9:47 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. Yeah. So yeah, the whole premise of Ace Attorney is that you're a lawyer defending people, but the justice system in Japan or whatever fictional world Phoenix Wright's game takes place in is completely skewed, so you're basically just guilty until proven innocent, but to prove your innocence you need to find someone else that is guilty. Yeah. I think actually the game's this game was invented long ago because of the terrible justice system in Japan that was essentially like so much. It had a really high conviction rate. As in, almost always, if someone was brought into court, they were found guilty. And that's where we come in to stand against that tyranny. Oh boy. It's gonna be a nervous first day for us, huh? Right? Oh. Hey there. Oh, it's Chief. Yeah, hey. Oh, I'm glad I made it on time. I imagine that she must have rushed here, just putting on everything, and then she's like, oh wait, I forgot to put on a shirt. I'll just head out like this. You don't have to say, Phoenix, I am impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. Wait, we're on a murder trial? You know, it says a lot about you and your client for picking you, I guess. Gee, thanks. You know, it's actually kind of because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yeah, is that going to be a problem? I mean, I kind of owe my whole entire career to him. Well, not exactly to him, but he was part of the process. You know, he's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Oh, well, that's news to me. Yeah, well, I want to help him out any way I can. That's why I've taken this as my first case. I mean, no pressure. If I fail, then he'll be convicted of murder and sentenced to prison. But I owe him at least enough to try. Oh god, it's all over. My life, everything, it's all over. Is that miserable Screech your client over there? Yeah, but let's just pretend that we don't know him. Oh, woe is me. Oh, death. Despair. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna do it. It sounds like he's gonna jump off the plank. Yeah, I don't know where he got that plank from, but... Nick, buddy, old pal of mine. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm guilty. Just tell him I'm guilty. Tell it to me straight, right? Just give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. Well, I know that's kind of... never mind. No, that's wrong, Larry. Don't think like that. Come on, we've been over this, Larry. Nah, it's all over, man. I'm finished. Finished, I tell ya. I can't live in a world without her. I just can't. Haven't you been living just fine before you knew her? Who did it, Nick? Who took her away? Come on, Nick, you gotta tell me, who took my little baby pie away? Should I say the person responsible? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? Well, currently the prime suspect is you. Look, let's just set the record straight. My name is Phoenix Wright, and here's my story. My first case is simple and straightforward. See this woman? She did. The woman was killed in her apartment, and the guy they arrested was the unlucky sap that was dating her at the time. This guy, Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Well, less of a friend and more like just annoying parasite that just clings onto me. You know, our school had a saying, and it kind of went something like, if something smells, or when something smells, it's usually the butts. And you know, I've known this guy for 23 years, and that saying has never been more true than right now. Oh, that's... yeah, there we go. Picture could use a little correction there. You know, this guy, Larry Butts, he just has a knack for getting into all kinds of trouble in the worst ways possible. The one thing I can say about him, though, is that it's usually not his fault. He's harmless, really. He's got terrible luck, being in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong fingerprints and the wrong murder weapon in hand. You'll see. You know, I know better than anyone that he's just a good old lovable oaf on the inside. But I also kind of owe him, so that's kind of why I need to clear his name. Because if I don't, he'll never shut up about it. And that's what I'm gonna do. See, first days for a lawyer, they might take a case about, well, frankly, anything but murder, you know. Put me in a courtroom, I'll argue about some ownership of a cat, but you put me in a courtroom about murder, and that's something else. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense, I'm ready, Your Honor. I see, Mr. Wright. This is your first trial, yes? Why, yes, Your Honor. I'm flattered and nervous. Well, your conduct during this trial is going to decide the fate of your client. And murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control yourself. Thank you, Your Honor. Are you warning me or threatening me? Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, let's have a test to ascertain if you're really ready for this. Do you You didn't think to test me before this whole court assembled? Oh boy. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. I think I'm sick or dying. You were right there, buddy. Well, I'll just go ahead with the test. The test is going to consist of a few simple questions, so answer them clearly and concisely, as best you can. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Hang on, Your Honor. I gotta go. Be right back. I will be back as soon as possible. Don't worry, Your Honor. I'm not trying to cheat or anything. I'm just gonna be back as soon as possible. Okay, I'm back, Your Honor. Thanks for waiting. You were gone quite a while. What were you up to? Oh, you know, just looking up the definition for defendant. I was in the loo, you know? Nervous bladder and all that. Right. Well, I'll ask you the question again. Please state the name of the defendant for this case. Right, defendant. I'm the lawyer. And Mia is the chief. So I guess defendant would be Larry. Right? The defendant? You know, that's Larry, right, Your Honor? Oh, correct. Just keep doing what you do and everything will be fine. I'm sure. Now, the next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what is the victim's name? Okay, this is easy enough, right? I read the case report so many times before. It's, oh no, there goes that nervous bladder and sweating again. I can't believe it, but I forgot. Oh, this is not going good. Phoenix, are you really okay with doing this? I mean, how can you not even know the victim's name? Are you insane? Yeah, no, not the victim. I know the victim's name. What are you talking about, Chief? I just temporarily forgot. And I think I temporarily feel a migraine. Look, the victim's name is listed in your court record. Just press the tab, or in this case RB, to check it at any time, okay? Please remember to check it often, okay? I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cinder block? Well, let's check the records. Here's my badge. Don't think that evidence has anything to do with this case. Yeah. Here's Cindy's autopsy report. Cause of death, loss of blood. Cindy? Who the heck is Cindy? Oh, here we are. So this is the evidence tab. This is the profiles. Mia Fey, Larry Butts. Ooh, he is only 27. Wow. Cindy Stone, victim in this case. Huh. And Winston Payne, what's he doing here? Well, the victim is not the chief, right? It's not a block of cinder, so it must be a stone of Cindy. Let's see, the victim's name is Cindy Stone. Oh, correct once again. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death? And be careful, this is not a multiple choice question. Well, I don't think she was poisoned. It says she died of blunt trauma, so strangling wouldn't do that, right? I believe she was struck once by a blunt object. Correctamundo. You've answered all my questions and proved that you have basic skills of an attorney. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem more relaxed, Mr. Wright. I hope this test did good for you. Well, thank you, Your Honor, but on the inside, I don't feel so assured. A question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne, was it? Oh, please, Your Honor, Mr. Payne was my father. Look, as Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck by a blunt object. Well, that's the wrong button. Could you explain to the court what this object was? Well, the murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim, covered in her blood. I guess that seems acceptable as murder weapon. Here, just stick it in the evidence tab. Right? Be sure to pay attention to any evidence that gets added during the trial. Because that evidence is your ammunition in court. Like, you remember playing Danganronpa and having bullets made out of the truth? Well, that evidence is your truth bullets right there. Just use the same button to check the court record a lot. Anyway, Mr. Payne, prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, Your Honor. We call the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. So, Chief, what do we do now? Just pay attention. Don't miss any information that might help out your client's case. Don't worry, you'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so just be ready. Although, let's just hope your client doesn't say anything unfortunate. Gee. Larry, if there was any time you could possibly not screw up, this would be it. Oh. Hang on. I'm getting the calls. Oh, I didn't mean to open up the evidence tab. Now then, Mr. Butts, is it true or not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Wait, what? No one's talking about that. I didn't get dumped. Come on, dude. We were like Romeo and Juliet and Cleopatra and that Anthony dude. Didn't those characters all die tragically or something? Look, I don't read books or anything. I didn't get dumped. She just didn't take any of my calls and swore never to see me again and said that I was a scumbag of the earth. I didn't get dumped, okay? Mr. Butts, what you just described is generally what it is called getting dumped. In fact, she had not only just completely abandoned you and cut you off, but she was seeing other men. She returned overseas with one of them the day before the murder. Wait, one of them? What do you mean there's more? No, this is all lies, okay? This is defamation. I don't believe it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris till the day before she died. I'll just take that passport and stick it in my records. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Wait, seriously? The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. Appears that she had what we call several sugar daddies. Daddies? With sugar? Yes, older men who give her money and gifts. Don't you know what a sugar daddy is? What? What are you talking about? What's a sugar daddy? Well, moving on. It seems that she took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Wait, what? Dude, are you kidding me? I mean, we can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Although I have to say, she was very efficient last time I saw her. I mean, look, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now that you know about her sugar daddies? Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, I can see why we don't want Larry to say anything in this situation. Should I wait and see what happens? Let's see if we can stop him. Bam. Look, my client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. So this question is irrelevant. Nah. Let's think of that. I want to bump up the audio for sound effects. Oh, oof! Did you just point at me, young man? Oh, you're gonna give me an ulcer attack. Hey, Nick, what are you saying irrelevant for? I may not understand that word, but I know that dumb bitch. She's a cheating whore. You know what? Just kill me now. Just give me the death sentence, man. And if I meet that bitch in the afterlife, oh, I'm gonna give her one thing and two. Order in the court, please. This talk of sugar daddies is, it's a bit high for my blood pressure. I believe the motive for the accused is clear to everyone here. Quite. Well, this is taking a turn for the worse. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Who says that? Did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't, you know? No, he went. He totally went. What do I do? Have him answer, honestly? Shut that boy up. Phoenix, right? Okay, let's send him a signal. Lie like a dog. You see, it's like this. I don't remember. You don't remember. Well then, we'll just have to remind you. No, I've got a bad feeling about this. You see, we have a witness that can prove he did go to the victim's apartment that day. Oh, that simplifies matters. Who is this witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw this defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Oh, yeah, that counts as pretty solid evidence there. Order in the court, I say. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call this witness. Yes, Your Honor. Can we not, please? On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Who sells newspapers nowadays? Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Mr. Sawt, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. I also sell plenty of other products if you would just take a look at our catalog here. No thanks. Mr. Sawt, please proceed with your testimony. And tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. When the witness's account. Well, you see, I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought maybe he was in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. I thought it was strange, so I took a peek. And that's when I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead, blood gushing out of her head. Like in a movie. Oh, I was so scared and I couldn't bring myself to go inside. So I thought to call the police immediately. But the phone in the apartment wasn't working. So I had to go to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? Oh yeah, that's right, I made you lie. God, how am I going to defend you against a testimony like that? Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor, but this wasn't a cell phone. It was a cordless phone that, if you cut the power off, it would not function. The phone that Mr. Sawt used just happened to be one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. We got the blackout record. Electricity in Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Whatchamacallit, Your Honor? Look, Wright, this is it. The real deal. And what exactly is the deal? Well, you're gonna expose the lies in the testimony that we just saw. What? Lies? Who's lying? That some bitch? Your client is innocent, isn't he? That means the witness must have lied in his testimony somewhere. Unless your client really is guilty? No, he's definitely not. So how do I prove it? You have the key. It's in the evidence. What? There's no keys in my evidence. Just compare the witness's testimony to the evidence that you hold. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. Find the contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Once you found that evidence, present it and rub it right in that smug face. You mean like literally rub it into the guy's face? Just open the record and point it out in the testimony. Yeah. All right, time to cross-examine this guy. Is there? Oh, there's a way to save. Huh, interesting. Let's see. I was going door to door selling subscriptions. I saw a man fleeing the apartment. You know, incidentally, in these games, there's an option to press. As in, every statement that they make, you can press them to ask for more details. Although a lot of times, it doesn't really do much for the case, but it's just a funny little thing. Let's see. It's going door to door selling subscriptions. Hang on a second. A man leaving an apartment. And what's so strange about that? I mean, I find it odd that you would notice in the beginning. But, well, I don't know. He just seems strange, you know? He just had that kind of countenance, you know? Like a really strange man that was strange. Like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that you refrain from conjecture, thank you. Right. What the witness means is that the man looked suspicious. So, what's next? Well, I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Wait a minute. Wait 1 second. Half open? Yes, the door was open halfway. Yeah. I mean, don't you understand what that means? No one came to close the door, so I thought, that's odd. Okay, and moving on. Anyway, I thought it was strange, so I looked inside. Wait a second. Why would you look inside someone's apartment? Well, isn't that what anyone would do? A door half open like that? A suspicious person leaving? Besides, every single human throughout history have always wanted to peek whenever something was just barely hidden. We peek on mountains, we peek on women, it's all the same thing, really. True words, true. Okay, don't really know why they're agreeing about that. So, you look into the apartment, and then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. Are you absolutely sure that this person was dead? Yeah, dead is dead, I guess. I mean, she wasn't moving, and there was blood. Yeah, that would look dead. But how do you know it was her blood? I was so scared and I couldn't bring myself to go inside. I think that's suspicious. You didn't touch anything in that apartment. Yes. No, I'm nothing. Nothing. Okay. So I thought to call the police. That's a little suspicious, don't you think? You thought to call the police? Did you call them or did you not call them? He did call them, okay. Can you stop interrupting him in his testimony? The phone wasn't working? Wait a minute. Why was the phone not working? It wasn't working, right? Yes? No? But you said you didn't go into the apartment, right? Oh, well, I didn't actually go in. I just kind of reached in, you know? There's a difference. And the phone wasn't working, right? So went to a nearby park, found a public phone. Is that statement suspicious or anything? I don't know. But I'll press it. A public phone in this day and age in a park? I find that unlikely. Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. I mean, traveling salesmen don't really have a lot to travel with. And there was no other people in the apartment at all that could have let me use their phone. Because, you know, the blackout. Right, what time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Let's press it. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Oh yes, absolutely. Why does he seem so confident in that? 1 p.m. Right, doesn't that seem strange to you? Give him some evidence and throw it in his face. Oh, you want me to throw something in his face? Can I throw my badge at him? Let's throw my badge at him. This badge here clearly reveals the contradiction in your statement. I don't see how that's related. Yeah, they aren't really. Nope. Mr. Wright, don't throw your badge out at people ever again, please. Yikes, I don't think the judge was happy with that. And he says the time when he found the body was 1, but the time of death here states 4 to 5. You found the body at 1. Are you sure? Oh yes, positive. It was 1 for certain. Oh, frankly, Mr. Frank saw it. I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report right here. Look at it. It's so flexible, I can just slap it all day long. This autopsy notes the time of death sometime after 4 p.m. So there was nobody or any body to find at 1 p.m. So how do you explain this 3-hour gap, sir? Oh, yes, that's the good point. Wait. This is trivial. It's just the witness merely forgot the time. It's nothing big, right? I don't know. He was pretty sure in his testimony. Mr. Sarge, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? You know, there's a really good explanation for that. Good job, Wright. You're putting him on the spot here. That's really all you have to do in this game. Just find out the lies and throw the evidence in their face so they break down. And if they try to cover up more lies, well, there's going to be more lies to uncover. You see through one and their whole story will fall apart. Oh, wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? A new testimony, the time of discovery. Well, you see, when I found the body, I heard the time. Yes, there was a voice saying the time. Must have been coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video or something that she taped over. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Oh, so terribly sorry about this misunderstanding, really. I see. A voice saying the time from a television program. Well, Mr. Wright, it's your turn to cross-examine the witness. Alright, Wright. Do what you gotta do, Wright. Am I right? Right, Chief. Time to cross-examine this smiling... Let's see. You know, for the sake of time, let's not press everything we see. See, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time, probably coming from television. Let's press this to be more sure. And you're sure it was a television, not some radio? That might have been a radio. I don't know. I didn't see. Actually, there's no radio in her room. There's one large television. Right? I can't put my finger on it right, but something seems fishy, don't it? Something about hearing the television. Witness testified that he heard the time. Yes. 3 hours off. Victim must have been watching a video. That's why I thought it was a video. What kind of video would she be watching that states the time? A video? Yes, that would explain why the time I heard was wrong. I guess that would. Right. Don't just believe him right off the bat. It's agreed that you heard the time of the scene, right? So... let's go... There's a voice saying the time, probably coming from a television. Let's present him with this blackout record. Because the electricity was off, so the television wouldn't have been running. Hold it just a minute, buddy. Prosecution just said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. Here's the record proving it. So you couldn't have heard any television or video. Yes, well, but CC. Defense has a fair point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sart? I find this quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawit. The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. No more of your bullshit, okay? Your credibility is really taking a dive. And you also kind of seem rather, well, nervous. You're sweating up a storm and your body is shaking. Do you need to see a doctor or anything? Oh, don't worry about it. That's just the medicine withdrawal symptoms there. I take a lot of different medicines, okay? Just don't worry about it, Your Honor. It's you know, it must have been the shock of finding a dead body. All right, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear this testimony once more. Again. Hearing time once more. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. You saw it, Mr. Sawit? Yes, there was a table clock in the apartment, right? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim, and that must have been what I saw. You saw a clock? Kind of strange that you would hear. Kind of strange that you would say that you heard the clock, and now you say you saw it. Well, the defense may cross-examine this strange-ass testimony. Oh, gladly, Your Honor. Time to cross-examine him. Yeah, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment. Murder weapon, yes. I need to press this bitch. There was a table clock. What table clock? I don't remember a clock being at the scene. Yes, this is the first time I've heard of it too. It's the murder weapon, you know? Wait a second, the murder weapon? Yes. The table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said, right? Is anything wrong with that testimony? Oh, yeah, something's weird here. You're saying the murder weapon used to kill the victim is a clock. But I have the murder weapon in my pocket right here. Take a look at this. Just pull it right out of my pocket. The murder weapon isn't a clock. It's this statue right here. And I don't see how this could be a clock in any way. What? You and your objections and your evidence and pulling statues out of your pocket? Who do you think you are? A lawyer? Now answer the question, Mr. Sawit. I saw it, okay? I saw a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Prosecutor Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a little switch, you see. Just tilt it and it says the time out loud. Because it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. So you submitted this into evidence as a statue, forgetting to include the fact that it is a clock. So the murder weapon is a clock after all. I guess there's nothing wrong with that testimony, is there, right? So what do you have to say? A clock is a clock. Any problems with this testimony? Not really, but... should I say yes? The music makes me want to say yes. Your Honor, yes, I have a problem. There's a hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Hence, how he could have seen the time on a murder weapon, unless he grabbed it himself. That's a contradiction there. I see. The witness knew it was a clock because he must have gone into the apartment. You're lying, Mr. Sot. You said you didn't step foot inside the apartment, but you did. You were inside there on the day of the murder. What? Prove it. Prove I went in there. Oh, I'll do that. In fact, I'll prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock. The shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. And that was the sound you heard. This old game. Still lives up to it, though. Order in the court. Order! Intriguing. Please continue this, Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You see, Mr. Sot, the sound from the murder weapon must have left quite an impression on you. I mean, after all, you just killed someone with it and then it spoke. It spoke the time out. So that voice must have been burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain that the time must have been 1 p.m. I object to this, Your Honor. This is just baseless conjecture. Baseless, you say? I've got all the base I need right here in that witness's face. Witness, you were right. Could you elaborate, please? Did you, in fact, strike the victim with the clock? No, I mean, that day I didn't even, I never said the clock I heard. No, saw it. Oh, shut up. Shut up. I hate you. Look, it was him, okay? I saw him. He did it. He killed her, and he should burn. Alright, I'm innocent. Order in the court. Jeez, people throwing their wigs around. Your Honor, could I have a moment with the witness, please? Look, there isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright? Your Honor? I just had a wig thrown at me. Could I wash my face, please? No. You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. But do you have any evidence? The whole case is running this. I'd better think through carefully. Oh, Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sot heard is definitely this clock. I mean, that should be clear enough if you just ask the neighbors. But there was no neighbors. Let's just sound the clock right here and right now. Your Honor, may I have the murder weapon, aka the clock? Now, please quiet down, court, and listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. Oh, it spoke. That is a strange way to announce the time. Yeah, well, it is modeled after the thinker, after all. So we've heard the clock, and what are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is currently? It's 11:25. Aha, I see. This clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sot heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sot, or should I say Mr. Dunnett? You forget one thing. Well, what's he on about now? I mean, while it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, that proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, how can you prove that that was the clock I heard? Well, that's a pretty big logic jump, but I guess he's right. How do I prove that? How does anyone prove that? Mr. Wright? It seems you lack critical evidence to support this claim. It seems so, Your Honor. Which means I cannot let you indict the witness. And as a process of elimination, That means Larry Butts is the only one that could have done it. He's the exact guilty party here. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. Jeez, I come all the way down here to testify and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slimy bastards. Yeah. If only it weren't for this court system's stupid logic fallacies, I could have had him. Well, Larry, I guess that's it. You're going to jail. Well, we had a good run, buddy, but not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Mia? But what are you doing, Chief? Listen up here, Wright. Don't just give up. Don't throw it away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. It's like trying to prove that a murder weapon existed on the day of the murder. Well, I guess, but that doesn't mean you can't still win. Even though technically your job as a lawyer should just be to prove that your client is not guilty. Look, just try thinking out of the box, okay? Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Just ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Am I right or am I right, Mr. Wright? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? What do I just say no? No? I don't know what you're talking about. I know you can figure it out. Come on, there must be some evidence in the court record. Something that can show why that clock was 3 hours slow. Find it and you won't have a foot to stand on. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? You say the clock was running slow on the day of the murder, but do you have the evidence to prove this? Honestly, I don't think I should need evidence to prove this, but I guess so. Yes, Your Honor. I do believe I have the evidence that can support my claim. Ha! I'd like to see that. I would also like to see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Well, we have autopsy report that doesn't prove anything. Statue that also doesn't prove anything. Passport. The victim arrived home from Paris. And blackout record. The passport is the key in this case. Although I guess it could be the blackout record, but nah, this clock runs on batteries. Take this! And imagine just Wright just whips out this passport and throws it right at Frank. The victim returned home from abroad the day before the murder. And as we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. Wait, is it? I don't know. I'd have to look that up, but when it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock, which doesn't specify a.m. or p.m., a serious flaw in my opinion, was not 3 hours slow, but 9 hours fast. The victim just hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That proves that the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment must have come from the clock. And that proves that since you heard the clock, you must have been the one to have used the clock and killed her, I guess. Is that proof enough, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say Mr. Dunn did it? I'm just gonna pass out now. Oh, order, I say. Oh, this is the first time I've seen a witness actually faint on the spot. Huh. Well, this case is certainly taking a turn, and ended up differently than any of us expected. Prosecutor Payne, how's your witness? He's been arrested and taken away, and also taken to the hospital, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed, boy. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find a true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. In fact, this might be the first time I've even seen a not guilty verdict like this. I mean, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty of murder, though he is guilty of being a tool bag. But that is neither here nor there. Court is adjourned. Turns out Mr. Frank Sod is just a common burglar. He poses as a newspaper salesman to check and see if people are out of the house. And on that day, he just so happened to see Larry, who went to the apartment when the victim wasn't home. So he left, and Mr. Sod let himself in to do his little dirty work. Unfortunately, while he was searching her place, the victim had just returned. And in desperation, Mr. Sod grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find, which just so happened to be a clock. August 3, 2:32 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. Well, I cannot believe that we won. I know, right? I can't believe it either. Good job. So I guess congratulations, eh? Oh, thanks, Chief. But I couldn't have done it without you. Oh, not at all. Although, yeah, kind of. But you did good. You fought your battle there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. Wow, the Chief looks happy. She almost never looks happy. I mean, if she's this happy, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, oh, come on, you're supposed to be happy. What are you doing? Nick, just don't worry about me. I'll be gone soon before you know it. Yeah, no, bad. What? Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. Yes. The case is closed. Just like my heart. My little Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was... how do I put this politely? She was a... well, she was a gold digger, okay? Bitch was a gold digger. Yeah, congratulations, Harry. My name's not Harry. Oh, yes, you. I can see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Well, when you put it like that, I guess Harry does have kind of a ring to it. I won't forget this, Nick. Let's celebrate, right? Dinner? Movie? Oh, wait. He's not talking to Nick. He's talking to the Chief. Say, pretty lady, you wanna have dinner? Movie? You know, my treat? No, really, no. Huh, well, he cheered up pretty quickly. Oh yeah. Here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Isn't this the clock that... Yeah, well, I made that clock for her. So, I made one for her and one for me. Oh, so... This? You made this? Really? I'm pretty sure she can't even believe that he could make something like that. Rather than downing him, just downing his skills. Well, thanks. I guess I'll keep it as a memento. Hey, yo, Nick. Man, look at his face. Nick, yo, can you believe it, dude? I was really hard into that chick. She just played me for a fool. I just want to cry, man. Larry, you have shed a lot of tears today. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Excuse me? You know, I think she thought a lot about you, in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, okay? I get it. She was a whore, you know? She was a bitch. No, I'm not sympathizing, really. You know what I mean, right? Don't you have something to show your friend here? Some evidence to prove how she felt about him? Maybe. I have no idea what she's talking about, but, can I present my badge here? Say, evidence that Cindy actually thought about you. How about the fact that she went to Paris with one of her sugar daddies? Here, Larry. Proof positive. Okay, Nick. It's cool, dude. Don't worry about me. I'll just forget about her. I'm gonna head home. Thanks a bunch, right? Oof, I did not show him the right thing, huh? I guess you can show him the wrong thing, huh? Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now, even though you presented the wrong one. And I hope you realize that things can change depending on how you look at them. And people too, I guess. We'll never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent until it's too late. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in the you that believes in them. Right? Right. Now, listen, Wright. Just listen, learn, and grow strong. And never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Chief, did you just have a soliloquy? Well, I guess we are done. So, how about dinner? On me? Wait, I thought Larry just asked you out to dinner. Didn't you just reject him? Come on, we'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Sure thing. Yeah, speaking of Larry, his name's Larry. Whatever. You were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him? Yeah, a part at least. A very, very small part, actually. Well, you'll have to tell me about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? Phoenix, just go out with her for drinks. Just do it. My first trial has come to a close officially. Larry slapped me in the back, saying, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." Yeah, but he's not gonna pay us. Unless the clock counts. That son of a bitch owes me money for the case. I didn't know it then, but that clock was gonna be at the center of yet another incident. And a promise to tell Chief about me and Larry over drinks? Well, that's a promise I wouldn't be able to keep. You should have just gone out for drinks with her, man. Things would have been a lot different if you did. Oh, there's the first turnabout, and now we've got a brand new episode. Save progress? Yeah, yes, please. And about does it for episode 1, or the first episode of the first Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game. I'll be back next stream with episode 2, Turnabout Sisters. This is like saying, stay tuned for more, and I hope you don't end up getting indicted for murder.